Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got the final round, the final fight of Champions Arena. It's turn 31. Normally this would end at 30, but yeah, we had a little mishap in the mod, so we had to add a turn. We'll start with the message from End. Ha, my imprisoned pretender did show up after all. Woohoo! And a message from Pallagio. Don't have the gems and or time to gear out Swordmaster Octo the way I want. Chances are low, but he's going for it. All right, awesome. So everybody get out your popcorn. This is the final battle. No reason to hold anything back. That means hopefully, you know, we're going to see Croc Dog. We're going to see all the octopuses. We'll see the Voidlord. Hopefully we'll see everybody. This is a high... Who is this? Wait, who's this the pretender for? For Calum. Calum is sending in their pretender with a boatload of death gems. Summoning Lamashtas like a Chad. That is so funny. I'm sure Caleb knows that Lamashtas are independent, right? They're going to fight whoever, but what a way to go out. Summoning those Lamashtas as you go. Next up, we have a battle from Ubar. And we have not seen Cluck Bok Wok. Or how I'm probably saying that a little wrong. Okay, well, he doesn't have a full set of gear. I was expecting his first appearance in the arena to maybe be a bit more geared. Because this guy can be really good. I know he must be here before because he's been cursed. But, okay, well, let's see. Strength of Gaia, pretty good. You know, going to give regen and bonus strength and some bark skin. Astral Shield, and he's running in. Says, I don't need more than this. His stats, pretty good. And he's casting, this Shaitan is casting Smokeless Flame, which is a pretty high damage attack, but if you have a ton of fire resistance, it doesn't work very well, but he doesn't, so I think he's missed with it, because if he hit, it would do a lot of damage. Okay. We have the Great Archon passing on to the next round. And in the next round, it will be the same Great Archon against, this time, the... wearing the Armor of the Sun, which he won in the previous episode, giving him awe. The Shield of the Accursed, which is going to hard mark the attacker. And lifelong protections. And a Herald Lance to deal with any pesky demons that may arise. We have Fiona the Prophet, the Milkward. Okay, now I would say the Milkward's definitely going to win. However, the fact that he is right in front of this Great Archon means that he could get pegged, because this guy hits pretty hard, and it's a lot of attack. So if he wakes up, yeah, he did a boatload of damage this past round, but he is getting kind of abused. Does this guy have quickness? I can't remember. No? It just seems like this guy's like never attacking. I wonder if he has, I don't know if this combat speed minus half actually slows your attack rate as well. It looks like it is. So I feel like this guy's getting to attack like never. All right. Well, so passes the Great Chicken. I mean, the Great Archon. And next we have a battle between Pallagio and Yomi. And I believe this is Mr. Swordmaster Octo. With the gear he can manage. Didn't have, you know, he sent us a message saying he didn't have time or gems to forge all the gear he wanted. But this is the final turn. You send in what you got. And this is what he's got. It does Quicken Self. And it does Stygian Skin for 15 invulnerability, then Quicken Self. I don't think that's the call, because he currently... Like, you don't cast Stygian Skin if you have 14 natural protection. That's not really better than that. But he's cast Iron Skin now, which... But he has Quicken Self. That's what matters. I think you put Moss Body on instead. That would have been... Oh, he doesn't. He lost his nature completely. He went from Nature 2 to Nature 0. That's a zinger. That's a real zinger. All right. And they are engaged in melee. Now, he has a Frost Brand... And the Dione does not have frost resistance, so he will get this cold status effect. I don't actually fully know what that does, if I'm completely honest. I assume it causes, like, some kind of fatigue. And the Dione is fatigued out. I think Swordmaster Octo is going to win this. The only problem, actually, is that I believe he will wake up when he switches forms. Oh, but he's going to knock the dog crap out of him in this form. Don't care if he's 99 fatigue. He's not hitting hard enough. He's only got one weapon attack, and it does 35 damage, but it's against the 30 protection dude with Temper Flesh. It's chip damage, and the guy's regenning too much. He can't kill him. He just can't do it. All right, pour one out for Swordmaster Octo. It is time to see, hopefully, Croc Dog. And guys, Croc Dog is back. Croc Dog is back. He's got a Crown of the Magi for faster casting. He's got a big pile of nature gems, which I am assuming is going to be for, like, Creeping Doom, and an Amulet of Anti-Magic. Hopefully to survive Petrify. He casts Howl. Which I think is pretty clever. Unfortunately, Howl's not going to do anything with this much with this much Long Dead on the field. So I think he doesn't have regen. It's not looking good for Croc Dog. Yeah. Very sad that ultimately the powers of the one-hit kill bite were not enough. But we see another champion, another brave pretender god go by the wayside. Pour one out also for Croc Dog, boys. And next up we have Relay sending in the Voidlord against And this guy is Astral 7, Water 5. He's got a Sword of Swiftness, a Life Drain Tentacle, and a Frostbrand. And he has a Bag of Winds, which is pretty significant. It gives you an Air Elemental at the start. Oh, wait, I thought it was a size 5 Air Elemental. Oh, that is a zinger. It only gives you a lesser one? Ooh, that's a nerf that happened at some point. I don't know what it was. I think... Oh, man, that's a zinger. I mean, it's still nice to have, I guess, but... Oh, he's doing Soul Slays. See, I would think with this he would do Quicken Self and then attack. Let's take a look at this. Oh my goodness. This is an Enkidu Shaman, which have really good paths. But this guy's going to be hard to kill. He's got Moss Body. He's got Luck. He's got Iron Skin. He also has a big fat Shock Malice. And his attack and defense stats aren't great. But he's going to be very hard to kill. Does not have Regen yet. I'm assuming he's going to cast it. Oh no, he does Swarm. He's going full-on caster mode. Another Creeping Doom. I don't think the Voidlord is ready for all these bugs. Oh my god! That's more bugs than I've ever seen. Well, he's out of Nature Gem, so he's going to be in trouble for the next fight. But so passes the Voidlord. Died to a bunch of bugs. Don't let the other Voidlords know. And now we have the Jotun Scrotty with a very serious, very killy, getting melee thug script. I mean, thug kit. He's got Dusk Daggers, he's got a Heart Finder. These are very, very killy. Gore. This guy, I think he does Quicken Self and hauls ass in there. But he does Summon Imps instead. Don't exactly agree with that. See, this is what I don't know. Why are people doing... I think that people are giving their guys, like, thug kits and then using them as casters. And I think the thinking is, well, if somebody closes in melee, I want to have stuff they can do. But I think in that case, you want to give them, like, a shield or something and hope their casting works. I don't know. Let's take a look. We didn't look at who killed him, which was this King of the Lost Tribe, who's got a lifelong protection, a Herald Lance, a Flesh Eater, Luck, and then he's got his Bless on, and then he also has Quickness. So this is a very scary dude. This is a very scary dude, I'm going to say. And we will get to see him in the next battle. He will return to fight the god of Niflheim. Risk it all the dragon. And he has put a blessing, a flask of holy water on his god. Sadly, you cannot bless your god unless they are in friendly dominion. And this is not friendly dominion, the arena. So, sadly, this will not work. There's a shot in the dark. And this is why expanders kind of get wrecked after early game, because I mean, this is a pretty serious super combatant, but this guy is going to wreck him. I think there's 0 chance for the dragon. Yeah. He went the way of expanders. We'll put that on his tombstone. And then next up, we have Yomi versus And this is an offer you can't refuse, the extremely obese Dione, with a very similar kit to what we've seen before. I think some of this might be a little different. Versus the Enkidu Shaman, the Creeping Doomcaster that ran out of nature gems. He does have Petrify. Okay. The question is, what do you have that's going to kill him? If he had big Earth Elementals and did Petrify, I think that actually might kill him. Big Earth Elementals, if they can keep him petrified, would unleash a hurting on him. Little ones won't do anything, though. Yeah, okay. So that's how that went. Yeah, it could have worked. Could have been a contender. All right, boys, popcorn out. We have returning the Bronze Colossus. Wielding a Wraith Sword and a Spirit Mask. Going to spam Fear. So now you have to kill him while he's spamming Frighten at you. It's actually kind of tough. Bunch of MR and Reinvigoration from the Rainbow Armor. Boots of the Messenger. Girdle of Might. And Amulet of Resilience. Clearly, he is going for... I would have thought he would have done Soul Vortex here too. But clearly he's going for a Reinvig strat, as he has 14 Reinvigoration. With innate caster, that is going to be very potent. However, we have a very, very obese Dione that he's got to fight. So we have Phoenix Pyre going off. That's going to also add complexity to actually killing this guy. And he casts Power of the Spheres. Okay. I was thinking he'd put Death Gems for Soul Vortex. He still does Soul Vortex. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, they both do. So they both have Soul Vortex out, which means a lot of the Pokemon strategies aren't going to work against that. What is important here is this guy is still mute. And because he is mute, he does not have the paths. He might have been able to have it if he did Summon Earth Power. He doesn't have the paths to do Petrify. So he's casting Earth Grip and stuff, which is great off script. Blindness, which is an MR negates thing. But this Dione is hitting so fast for so much damage. And he's got a Smasher. This Smasher is going to do a tremendous amount of damage. It's going to do this 44 damage, which is going to get through a lot of his protection. And then on top of that, it's going to hit him with the armor negating shatter damage. I mean, this guy is just brutal. But Phoenix Pyre activates. And now you have to kill him. Oh, he's at 100 fatigue, though. Because even with this 14... This kind of the downside of trying to do a Phoenix Pyre thing with this chassis is that innate caster is great, but what it also means is when you're in melee, you're still going to be generating fatigue from casting spells. He's at 75 encumbrance. And this guy is cursed, so he's racking up afflictions. He's now crippled and limped and mute and has a chest wound and is diseased. Hand of Death with 47 damage. All right, but he's killed again. How much fatigue is he at? He's at 83. Hand of Deaths him again. Now, the Dione can regen, though. He kills him again. Even more afflictions now. Lost an arm. That means no more Wraith Sword to reinvigorate from. Any other afflictions? Never healing wound is new. That means he's going to die much more easily every time now that he respawns. And this Dione is so fast, he doesn't waste any time getting over to him. He casts Shrink. Doesn't work. Kills him again. And he's well above 100 fatigue. He has... It's round 17. It's now 18, and he's already woken back up. He recovered so much fatigue. It's ridiculous. 18 reinvigoration a turn. Kills him again. 121 fatigue. I think he has to get lucky and spawn right next to the Dione. This might do it. He's at 111. Oh, he's all the way down to 92 again. He's at 100. This might be it, guys. Oh, and he spawned right next to him with 114. Oh, 95. They can't get him under the threshold. So, for those of you who don't know, Phoenix Pyre is going to keep working until you die while you... If you have 100 fatigue when you die or above, you're dead. But he keeps getting below this threshold. I think that might have been it, guys. I think that was it. That was it. That was it. Wow, talk about a Chad. Wow. This was not the final battle, though it may have been the coolest one we get to see. Can and offer you can't refuse power through the remaining fights, because that was probably the penultimate one. But he's not out of the woods yet. We have Hinam going up against End with a Melkort versus a Melkort wannabe. And one side has 2 lifelong protections and the other... One side has 2 lifelong protections, the other one has 1. And one side is a Melkort and the other side isn't. Oh. He also stepped into the diagonal tile. That's going to, I think, determine the outcome of this pretty definitively. Yeah, this guy's just going to be distracted while he gets hammered on by a Melkort. Still at 24. And, I mean, this guy's unleashing a hurting. He's very, very killy. He's got... You know, he's gone berserk. He's got 25 attack. You know, really high damage weapons. But he's quickened. So he can probably kill these imps at about the rate they're spawning. But meanwhile, he's also getting just punished by this Melkort, who can also kill the imps at the rate they're spawning. Combined with the fact that he has imps of his own. What? Oh my god. What a clutch win. He cleared the tiles in front of him for just long enough for him to sit here. Okay, we've got to watch that again. That's too epic. That is too epic. I thought for sure Hinam had won this. But End just clutches this one out. Alright, so the Melkort is 100 HP. And the Melkort, I don't believe, is a demon. Does not have a demon tag. So he will not be vulnerable to the tripling damage of the Herald Lance. Okay, but he's already been hit for 20. Every time this guy clears this tile, so this tile is clear, he now can target this one. Which he did. You can see this 120 pop up. That was from him hitting an imp, which does get the tripling of damage. He hit this guy again. Wow. Okay, so this wasn't really that. This wasn't something that happened all at the end. This was something that I missed that was kind of happening over time. Every time he kills one of these tiles, he has to kill the front and the back tile, and then I think his next priority is this one. So he's killed the front. He's killed the back. Turns around, tries to strike again. Okay, he hit this guy again, down to 50. Oh my god, and then he just kills him. But the last time we saw him, he had 50. With Gore for 30 points. Okay. Okay, he hit him for gore twice in a row for a ton of damage. Wow. All right, all hail Shiloh, who will proceed to the next round. Sadly, Shiloh's in the problem, or the camp, where he doesn't have any regeneration. So it's going to be very hard for him to win. Okay, and then we have a Skelly Spammer. Now, if we think about it, how will Skelly Spam do here? Skelly Spam should do pretty okay. This guy can kill 4 things a turn, right? With Soul Vortex, that can actually kill some of the imps he's summoning and heal. So the imps are actually a liability that he's producing here. I think... How much reinvigoration does this guy have? 3? That might not be enough. He's already fatigued out. Yeah, I think if he was fatigue neutral, he would Skelly Spam this guy to death, but... Or not to death. Well... Yeah, he's going to chew through it, and this guy's too low on fatigue. So he's marching his way forward, chewing his way through the Long Dead and the skeletons. An offer you can't refuse should be called, I have a big fat dream. And he is chasing that dream right now. Holy Word, not the greatest off-script spell to cast here. When you have some... I hope he doesn't have Drain Life. If the AI is casting Holy Word over Drain Life, I'd feel pretty bad. Because Drain Life would be an excellent spell to cast right now. But it's also pretty high research, and it's very possible they don't have that. Alright, Smite Demon coming out. They're now closing in melee. And that's it. And that's how it ends, boys. And this will bring us to the final battle. A 2 hit point. A 2 hit point King of the Lost Tribe with a big fat freaking dream. Versus Dione. An offer you can't refuse with possibly an even fatter dream. Now, what is interesting about this is this guy, in some ways, is specifically set up to win this fight. He's got a Herald Lance, which can essentially one-hit kill this Dione. The problems, though, are that he has 21 defense, and the Dione has quickness. Oh no, he's got an affliction. He's blinded! He might not be able to hit. Now, with the harassment penalty, he might be able to, but how much defense is this guy going to get? 21. He might not be able to hit. What could happen is if he switches forms and loses blindness, he might be okay. Or Soul Vortex could hit. Oh. He just hits anyway. He just hits anyway, is what happened. For 11 points of damage. Attack roll of 17 versus defense roll of 11. Hold on, wait. I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, attack roll. An armor defeating hit. Nine attack. Versus 21 defense. Now there, he has 21 defense still. Oh, he has 13 attack now. Because... Oh, I guess quickness added to it. And the bless. Maybe he wasn't blessed. Okay, yeah, he wasn't blessed. So with the bless, he gets attack and quickness. And this guy smacks him. Almost one hit kills him. Just a tremendous amount of damage. But, and he doesn't have Temper Flesh off yet. But then he just turns around and kills him. I think if this guy came into the final arena battle with full HP, he would have won. Like, I'm almost positive he would have won. But he didn't. He had no way to regen. That means that an offer you can't refuse, the Dione, the champion for Yomi, has won the final match. And with that, I'm going to pause it and pull up the final scores. All right. And so this is the recorded outcomes of who all won. And we had Satis basically winning a lot at the beginning. Then we had Arco go on a tear. And then we had Yomi go on a tear. And then we had Arco come back and go on a tear. And then we had Hinam take a pretty cool win. And then we had Yomi win. And then in the final round, we had a lot of really cool fights. That was this episode. We saw Yomi barely pull through with the win. And at the end of the day, this has given Tim, the player of Yomi, 23 points, Arco 10, Satis 4, and Stone Troll playing Hinam 3. So congratulations to everybody. We're probably going to do... Pause it. We're probably going to do another round with the people. There were 3 games that I hosted kind of at the same time. And... So we're going to change the rules a bit for this next round, where we take the 3 people from these previous games that we had hosted. And I think the changes are going to be a fewfold. So I need to fix the mod so it doesn't have that weird bug on turn 28. But aside from that, you can run this game with whatever rule set you want. The mod basically will just turn on arenas at a certain time. I think the new rule set is going to be something like this. I think we're going to have 1 point. You get 1 point every time you enter a competitor. So then you'll at least have a match. Then you're going to get 1 point for every battle you win. So, you know, it's worth it to at least send a commander or a scout just to get the 1 point. And then it's going to be worth it to try to have it where your guy will win against other commanders or scouts to get the 2nd point if you know, run up against them. So there's more incentive to invest something, and even if you're not going to win, you can still get some points by coming close, right, for a particular round. And then if you win the whole thing, in addition to the previous points, you're going to get a scaling value of points, which will start off at 1, and then I think it's going to go up to 2, and then 3, and then the final round will probably be worth maybe like 5 or 6 instead of 10. You know, the problem is with not having the final round worth a lot is that you can kind of get to where it's like 3 turns before the final round, you have no shot of winning. That's kind of why I wanted to have like a big pot at the end, so there was always an incentive for people to play. So, you know, I think that's something, you know, we might tinker with. And actually, I think having it worth 10 might still be okay for the final round, because there's going to be more points total with you getting points for like just participating in stuff. So I think I'll actually probably keep the 10 points for the final. I think we'll keep that, come to think of it, as I talk through it here. But yeah, the big change I think for the next round is, well, okay, that's one of the big changes. One of the big changes for the next round is going to be basically changing the point system so you're incentivized to participate more and to try to, like, you know, win some fights, even if you're not going to win the final fight. The other change is I think we're going to, like, even though the Bronze Colossus didn't win, there were 2 other games, and one of them the Bronze Colossus won. I think in the other one they got really close to winning. And it's so... innate caster on a Titan is really, really, really strong. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the chassis, which are Titans and have innate caster, which is basically the Bronze Colossus and the Fetish, and we're going to give them combat caster and fast caster instead. We'll give them like fast caster 30 and combat caster. Yeah, that'll be the plan. So that way, at least once they're in melee, they're not guaranteed to, well, maybe it probably won't be Fastcaster 30. We'll probably give them, like, maybe Fastcaster 20. Because they're still going to be really expensive chassis. But I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan. That'll be the change we make. But also the next round, which I hope to put on YouTube, will be people who scored in this round. So in all the 3 games, people who scored, and then we'll fill it up so that we have 16 people or whatever. But it should be fun. It's kind of, I think people kind of learned weird, funny things about the game just playing in it and theory crafting. I certainly have learned some things that I didn't know. They're just kind of weird, you explore this kind of weird facet of the game and you're going to learn some things which may be applicable where you didn't expect them to be. So I hope you all enjoyed the series. Congrats to Tim playing Yomi. You spanked everybody. It was pretty cool to watch. I think it was very entertaining for everyone. And yeah, I don't think you ever lost a Dione to a Holy Scourge the whole time either. I don't recall that happening. I mean, there were definitely some Herald Lances and stuff coming out at the end, but definitely didn't fall to the Holy Scourge. So congratulations, and see you all next time.